gap in the universe left, just about to close. And it takes a lot of power to send this projection. I am in orbit around a supernova. I am burning up a sun just to say goodbye. That's a quote by Russell T. Davies. Soon there will be no fuel left. It will be time to escape. But I must change my uniform, change into carbon. So, when I was about 3.5 billion years old, I found myself to be a member of a certain star in a certain galaxy called Milky Way. It was a massive star, nearly 25 times as massive as the Sun. Me and my colleagues, had been living there for nearly 25 million years, while burning ourselves one by one, from hydrogen to helium, and about to witness the last days of the star, leading to an event of stupendously catastrophic magnitude and mind-blowing significance in terms of the next stage of the anthropic principle. We had reached a stage when the entire central core was converted to helium. My own status at the time would have been either of the following. I was already a helium atom near the center, or I got converted from hydrogen atom to helium atom, or I was still a hydrogen atom, being part of the remnant hydrogen still unprocessed near the surface. Then came the next stage, being the initiation of the process leading towards the catastrophic death of the star. What exactly happened in the next stage? Ignition of the helium. Balanced life of the star, about 1 million years. Sharp rise in temperature in the already hot star. Sharp increase in the density. Contraction. Conversion into carbon and oxygen. This goes on till temperature reaches about 1 billion degrees. Density reaches about 100,000 tons per cubic meter. Most of the helium in the central core is converted. What's my status? Either an oxygen atom in the central core, or a carbon atom in the region surrounding the central oxygen core, or a helium atom left unprocessed in the region surrounding the carbon region, or a hydrogen atom still unprocessed near the surface of the star. What next? Burning of carbon. Balanced life of the star, about 10,000 years. Contraction stops temporarily. Temperature stops rising temporarily. Carbon burning starts. Conversion into magnesium. This goes on for nearly 10,000 years. When most of the carbon is burnt out, nucleosynthesis picks up speed. Death is now very close. What next? Formation of iron. Balanced life of star. Few days. Contraction resumes at a highly accelerated rate. Temperature starts rising again stupendously. Nucleosynthesis proceeds at a staggering rate. Formation of heavier elements like silicon, sulfur, nickel, cobalt, iron near the center. Star takes the shape of an onion with several layers of progressively heavier elements towards the center, with ignition taking place at the base of each layer and converting the elements in the layer to heavier elements in the layer below. Central core dominated by iron. Balanced life of the star. 2 minutes. What's my status? An atom of iron with maximum probability, or of silicon, or sulfur, or oxygen, or carbon, or helium, or hydrogen, etc., with progressively reduced probabilities. What next? Stupendous struggle against gravitational collapse. Creation of neutrinos in phenomenally large numbers, probably of the order of 10 raised to the power of 57. Escape of neutrinos through the star into space, leaking energy into space, thus not permitting energies to support the star against collapse. What next? The ultimate collapse. Massive iron ore formed, iron gold formed, considering iron as the most energetically favored element, is fusion into still heavier elements such as gold, does not release energy but absorbs energy. As such, it cannot squeeze energy from fusion, and so there is nothing to prevent its gravitational collapse. In no time, density increases to 10 billion tons per cubic meter. Balanced life of star, 1 second. In less than a second, density near the star increases tenfold to about 100 billion tons per cubic meter. That's about 50,000 billion human beings cramped in a normal-sized room. I couldn't bear it anymore. I guess it was too damn overcrowded. We had to revolt, and we did just that. We revolted and crashed out. What else was there to do? It was an explosion, a super shock of a million mind-boggling magnitude. Consider the equation E is equal to mc squared, with m as equal to several solar masses and c, of course, as the speed of light. Then try to imagine the quantum of energy created in the explosion. That, my dear friends, was a supernova. What has been captured in the above description of a typical supernova is just a broad outline. The phenomena itself is too wide-ranging in its character and scope, depending among other things on the star's mass, in terms of number of solar masses, with varying end results, such as the star losing most of its material into space, but retaining some of it in the heavily contracted central mass and becoming a neutron star or even a black hole, a victory for gravity, or disappearing altogether, losing all its material by expulsion into space, a victory for entropy. Was this a performance to empty stalls? No, it wasn't. It would be watched by intelligent beings of the future in far-off worlds. Was this an industry? Yes, it was an industry to manufacture the elements destined to become the raw materials for future rocks, trees, buildings, tables, chairs, books, birds, and animals, you and me. Nowhere else you'll find them except as products of supernova. It was the next stage of the anthropic principle, and I became